there friends, Nibs again. I'm in the garage a little bit of goofing around today. I'd really like to get out to the range today and do a little bit of shooting out there, but the wind's pretty raucous here today, so I decided to not chance it and head over there, so we'll just do some stuff inside. But I wanted to do a kind of a first review. Maybe this will be a good review for you guys, but first review on my new purchase here. What we have is an older Beeman P3. Seems to be working pretty good. The Chrony numbers are a little low. I may have to look around and find a seal kit for it eventually. It is shooting very consistent, but a little bit lower than what I've seen advertised online. So you may need a little bit of TLC down the road, but for now it's actually shooting really good. So we'll go ahead and talk about it and do some test targets, some test group with it. But this thing has an amazing trigger. It literally is lighter than just about anything else I have out here in the garage. The only thing that's even close is my Gamo Supermatch, Model 126 Supermatch. That one, I measured a 5.4 ounce trigger average on that one, and this one was actually lower than that. I did not take a picture of it because I didn't think you guys would believe me, so I figured we would do that live on camera. I normally don't do that, but we'll go ahead and do that for today. I'm going to be using the Lyman trigger scale, and this thing is really great. You got to get one. They're cheap, 40-50 bucks. And for years I was using a fish scale, and it wasn't bad. It gives me, if I'm working on a trigger and it's showing me 8 pounds before, and then I get it down to 3 pounds, you know, I can see the relative drop, but it really wasn't that accurate. So this is so much nicer. It gives you right down to the tenth of a ounce. But so there's two ways you can do this, and dry fire in this, even fully cocked, is okay. It's a single stroke pneumatic, not a Springer. Some people have expressed reservation about me doing that on camera, but so there's two ways you can do this, and we'll do it both ways just so you see that it doesn't make a difference. But if you bring it out till you just hear that click, that actually sets the sear and everything, but doesn't fill the chamber with air, and then you can do a dry fire that way, or you can come all the way out and hear that puff of air pull in and then close it and then do a dry fire that way. And again, being there's no moving parts there, it's just letting the air out from through a valve. There's no detriment to the mechanism. So, but let's go ahead and we'll just set the sear and do the dry fire method first. And with that one, I measured 4.9 ounces for the first pull. Let's go ahead and do one more that way. Ooh, 3.8 ounces. All right, so now we'll do it with a full cock. And when I was doing it before, it didn't make any difference. So let's go ahead and so even with a full cock, 4.5 ounces. That's even less than I was seeing when I was, and boy, you got to be careful. I mean, I bang this thing around, and it is not unsafe. It is not going to go off by just banging it. But boy, that thing is light and crisp. There is no movement. You just put your finger against it and it goes off. So you got to be ready. Oh, almost forgot to reset one more pull here. Oh, that one went up to a whole whopping 6.6 ounces. So what do we end up with an average here? An average of 4.0. That is that's pretty amazing. I've got some really nice triggers out here. This thing is just amazing. I really do appreciate and enjoy my Beeman P17. And this thing has a really nice trigger, like 1 pound, 1.5 pounds, 1 pound 10 ounces. But boy, oh boy, when you feel one of these guys, holy smokes. I don't know if somebody's really worked on this one and got it polished up or whatever. I did find out this one's about 20 years old. Maybe it's just worn in and shooting that good, but it's very safe, and I like the trigger like that. So anyway, so let's talk about the Chrony numbers now. Like I said, a little bit low compared to, I think they said that it's supposed to be right around 400 feet per second, but that's probably with some 5-grain alloy pellets too. I was using 7-grain Meisterkugels, and I was seeing an average of about 284. The first couple shots I did this with this one, and this is acting a lot like a couple of other single-stroke pneumatics I have out here. They really don't like to be cold. Sitting over here on the bench right next to that window, it was pretty cold, and it was only like around 260 to start off with, but I did 5 or 6 shots, and it brought it right up, and I had some 290s and 280s, and seems to be settled right in at that 284 average. So, but I did erase the first 4 or 5 shots just because they were from cold, and now it's really averaged out at like 284. So but it seems to be shooting really consistent. So let's go ahead and just shoot a group across the garage. I'm using the tiniest little bullseyes that I have, and we'll see what kind of group I can put together with it. I haven't gotten, so I really do like these sights. So it has an orange fiber optic sight in the front, and then unlike a lot of the other ones are all green in the back. These are actually a yellow color, which is kind of cool. I really like that. So let's go ahead and see if I can put a group together with it. I haven't got a lot of time behind the sights yet, so I usually like to get some practice in before I start doing the head-to-head challenges with it too much. But maybe we'll have to forego that and start doing them. I did take a little bit of time and get it zeroed. It was shooting just a little low and a little left when I unboxed it from where the previous owner had it set. So I may have actually brought it up a little bit too high. Going to become a real trigger snob with this one, I think, but my Webley has like an 11-ounce trigger. That is fantastic. My Bicol, that one is fantastic. It too, somewhere it's 8 or 10 ounces. I can't remember, but it's definitely well below 1. And then the newer one I just got, the Webley, or the Gamo Compact, that one was like 1 pound 3 ounces. So very fine triggers on all of those guns, but man, this thing's got it blown away. Oh, the trigger doesn't do anything if you don't set the safety off, though. I hate them. I hate these automatic safeties. I really do. Jeez. Oh, that one I wasn't fully sighted, and I hit the squeeze. So that was me. I was squeezing like I was squeezing one of those other ones, and thinking I was pulling in a second stage, and I wasn't ready yet. So that one's on me. That's not the gun for sure. That's better. Let's do one more, and we'll discount that one, and I'll actually add up that score and see what he did. See what this guy did. Found this one on eBay. I've been shopping for one of these for a while, and even for used ones, you can't touch them for less than $250, and a new one runs between like $280 and $300, and I didn't want to pay that. I paid $50 for the P17, and for everything I could see, they're like almost identical, which is not the case. But now that I have one. All right, so that looks like a really good group, except for that one that was definitely my fault. Let me pause the camera real quick. I will add that up, and then we'll wrap this up. Alrighty, so that was pretty good shooting. Other than that one that I admittedly was not ready for and was my fault, was not the gun's fault. But you can see how small these bullseyes are. They're absolutely tiny, and I'm shooting them 21 feet across the garage here, so 7 yards. But I ended up with, I did end up with 1.6, but then the rest were 9s and 8s for a really nice score of 40 out of a possible 50. And to get a 10, let me grab a fresh one here and I'll show you. So the center ring is 9. There's actually a little tiny pin dot right in the center there. You have to touch that little pin dot in the center to get a 10. So to get 9s with these targets is pretty darn good, and 8s are pretty amazing as well. So I think this thing's going to be a real contender out here in the garage. But anyway, if anybody knows where I can get a reseal kit for one of these, maybe I'll be proactive and just do it. But for now, it seems to be shooting really well. And for target practice, 300 feet per second is plenty fast enough. I'm not going to do any pesting with it anyway. It's as fast as my Stoeger XP4, my Daisy 717. It isn't any faster than that. The P17 is definitely much faster than that, and the Baikal is up in the 400s. So definitely some span there. The gamo match is right in between there. I think it was like 350s with that one. So, but anyway, hope you liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.